Hi, I'm Greg Johnson with resourcesforlife.com, and this is an update in the supershrinkme.com 120-day wellness challenge. I'm on day 89 right now and reporting to you from downtown Iowa City. I just finished my morning bike ride, and it's going to be a hot one today. I'm actually wearing a shirt that I'll just wear while I'm riding the bike today, and then I have another shirt that's a little more dressy for work. And there's some things like that you'll have to do, particularly, even if the weather is relatively nice. If you're on the bike and it's hot and you need to be in the office, you don't want to look like you just got off the basketball court or something, really sweaty and everything. So you can bring, a towel to dry off, some extra change of clothes, and those kinds of things will help. Anyway, here on day 89, as I mentioned yesterday, we have in Iowa City recently received, we've become a Zipcar location. So Iowa City now has Zipcars, and yesterday I showed you the Zipcars over near the Iowa City Public Library, where you can, take out a book on loan and you can take out a car on loan. Behind me here are the Zipcars on the Iowa and Clinton Street corner. As you can see, there's the little Capitol behind me, and I'm really looking forward to riding the bike more and then relying as needed on either taxi or Zipcar to take care of client work as it comes up, where I may need to cart computers around, or it might get rainy, or just long distances. So tonight I have somebody I'm going to do some computer work for. They live way on the east side of town. It's probably going to take me about 15-20 minutes to get there on the bike, and I looking forward to that ride. It should be nice, but I will plan to take extra clothes with me just so. The other issue is, not only is it more comfortable not to be sitting around in sweaty clothes, but you also want to avoid going from the heat and then into pretty frigid air conditioning conditions inside, depending on where you are, in office or somebody's home. Sometimes the air conditioning gets pretty cold, so that's another thing to be mindful of, which is a good reason to bring along a little towel to dry off, and then a set of clothes, and I don't know, maybe even a coat hanger to let your sweaty clothes dry out. But that's about it for today. I plan to do another update tomorrow, and if there's anything else for today, I'll just add it on to this one. Hey, this is Greg, and it's still day 89. I'm on my lunch break, getting on the bicycle here, and I'm going to go down to the Trumpet Blossom Cafe. The Trumpet Blossom Cafe is in kind of the south side of the Iowa City downtown area, and there are a few ways to get to the cafe. I like to take Clinton Street, at least part of the way, and it's off of Gilbert on Prentice, but I don't really like taking Gilbert on the bike because there's quite a bit of traffic that's moving at high speeds. So by taking Clinton Street, I can go a little more quiet route, a little safer. And then here at the main post office, I'm just going to turn left and go east, and go about a block east. I really like avoiding the noise of the main streets in Iowa City, particularly for doing these video updates, because the background noise just makes it pretty much impossible if there are trucks and Harley Davidsons making a lot of noise. So now I'm going to turn right on Dubuque Street, and if you're walking it, I would guess it's about a 10 or 15 minute walk, depending on how fast you're walking, but this is also a good way to go for pedestrians. Now, for those of you who are just tuning in and haven't seen these updates before, the Trumpet Blossom Cafe it's the kind of food service restaurant that should be in like hospitals. You're never going to see it. Well, maybe we will see it one day. But the idea is they have gluten-free, soy-free, dairy-free, meat-free, toxin-free, GMO-free. I mean, this is like food that is just pure food and pure nutrition. You can shop around for this stuff. We actually have, of course, the new Pioneer Co-op, the Bread Garden Market. Hy-Vee is pretty good at providing some good nutritional foods, but it takes time and money to buy all that stuff. And then if you ever, I'm sure you've had this experience, you buy a bunch of vegetables thinking you're going to really do a lot of cooking in a given week, and then you don't, and then all that stuff goes bad. So it's nice just to zip in and zip out and get some really healthy food at pretty economical prices. So anyway, I'm over here on Prentice Street now. Just in this short time I've been recording this video, a couple of minutes, gone from the main post office to what you can see behind me here is 30th Century Bike. And then just next to 30th Century Bike is the entrance to the Trumpet Blossom. They're doing some construction over here. I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, I'm going to head on in and maybe add a little bit more to this video. We'll see. There's an appetizer section on the menu under the heading Small Plates, and you can see some options there for $4, $5, $6 of some really good filling foods. This time, though, I chose to check out the lunch options, and there are a number of really good choices there. I've tried quite a few of these. I do like the deluxe salad with orange rosemary dressing. I've had that before, and you see GF next to it is gluten-free, but I decided to go with the veggie burger, which is from Burt Family Food Services. Hey, so I just finished having lunch at the Trumpet Blossom Cafe. I had veggie burger from BurtFamilyFoodServices.com, and it was really good. I had that as a wrap on a gluten-free tortilla, which was just a really nice way to have that with some lettuce and veggies mixed in with that. And then went ahead and ordered the potatoes that are some fries basically, which were delicious, and topped it all off with a double chocolate pie. So, oh well. But that's one thing I try to do, is occasionally I'll get some chocolate just for the energy boost, and as long as it's a nutritious sweet, then occasionally that's okay, I think. But while I was eating, I went ahead and had my bicycle dropped off at 30th Century Bike because I'd been having some trouble with the shifting of the gears, and so they took care of it, which was kind of handy and a time saver. So I was able to eat, get the bike taken care of, and I'm getting ready to head back to the office. A couple of points I wanted to make, though. You know, the Trumpet Blossom Cafe is what I consider to be like the future of food. It's based on sustainable practices that are low energy to deliver food that's nutritious. The systems that we're using right now, you know, it's what's been working for a while, but I just don't see it continuing. The amount of water and energy that's required to process the kind of food that we normally eat in the U.S. Is just, it's not sustainable or maintainable. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but I think we're going to be forced to use more and more locally grown, primarily vegetable-based food choices, just because of the limits of water and energy. And it's interesting, you know, I'm over here on Prentice Street, as I mentioned before, really kind of classic part of town. You can see some of the older buildings in the background there. But this is a place where you've got to be intentional about coming here. You know, you're not going to be, this is not the shopping mall, this is not directly in the downtown area. So people that come here to eat, or people that come to 30th Century Bike to get their bike work done, they do that purposefully. And what was amazing to me, here it is a Tuesday, Trumpet Blossom was filled. It's like a steady stream of people coming in. A lot of tables filled up. And, you know, otherwise you can look around. I mean, there's not much happening around here other than these businesses. And it's amazing that people are coming in here and eating. And then ditto, similarly for 30th Century Bicycle, I was in there just getting some work done on the bike, and people were flooding in and out. So it's really it's a good thing. I guess that's about it. I'm going to get back on the bike, get back on the road, head back to the office. Hey, one other thing I wanted to show you is behind me is the Vine on Prentice Street, Prentice and Gilbert. And so this is just, you know, a block away from where the Trumpet Blossom Cafe and 30th Century Bicycle are. I'm going to go behind the Vine, and you'll see here, I'm just going to turn the camera. If you're trying to avoid the traffic on Gilbert, this is a nice way to either walk or ride the bike. And then you can cut in back behind some of these apartments. So I know a lot of the people I talk to who ride their bikes, they're nervous about traffic. And so there are some of these back streets that you can take. Now I'm cutting onto Lynn Street from Harrison, and I rarely see cars going along on this street. So this is one street I like to bike on. But anyway, it's about 4 or 5 blocks from Burlington in the downtown area to get to the Trumpet Blossom and 30th Century Bike. When I was at 30th Century Bike today, one thing I got was an upgrade to the pedals on my bike. As some of you know, I've been wearing Skechers Shape-Ups shoes over the past couple of years, and these are bigger shoes with a very cushiony bottom to them, and so bike riding with the Skechers on can be a challenge. But let me show you these pedals that I went ahead and got at 30th Century Bike. They were $16. The last time I got some sort of mountain bike pedals like these, they cost me about $80, if you can imagine that. So I was really happily surprised to get them for $16 at 30th Century. Here you can see the pedals are plastic, but a very strong plastic, and they have quite a wide surface here. The little knobbies are pretty good for gripping your shoes, and that makes the bike ride a lot more safe, secure, stable, and a lot more of your energy goes into pedaling rather than stabilizing your foot. It's also a little bit easier on the knees and on the ankles because of this sturdy foundation that you're pedaling from, and you can see both sides have the same surface there. So it's about 5 minutes till 6 o'clock, and I need to be over on the east side of Iowa City. I'm guessing it's going to take me about 15-20 minutes to get there, but we'll just have to see. And I'm wearing my workout shirt, so don't mind if I get sweaty. It's pretty hot today, but nice clear sky for the most part. Anyway, I'll check in a little while. Instead of taking Burlington Street, which was normally the route that somebody would drive to the east side, I decided to take, I think it's College Street that I'm on here, and it's a little less trafficked. The other advantage is if you look down there, I'm on a bridge, and Burlington takes kind of a dip. Yeah, this is College Street. Burlington takes kind of a dip into a valley, and so basically you have to go down into that valley and then back up a hill, which I've had my share of hills today. So there was a really nice flower garden on the right-hand side, the south side of College Street, heading east. And here I'm zooming out, focusing in there, you can see, and I'm going to give you a close-up of some of these flowers. Here's one you can see I did a close-up. That's one thing I like about riding the bike, is that you can just kind of stop and take time to, if you're not smelling the flowers, at least take pictures of them. Here's another one. When the sun's setting, you can get some really nice warmer light. Someone's planted some nice rose bushes here at the roundabout. I'm turning south on Summit from College Street. So I just arrived at my destination, and it took about 20 minutes, as I had expected. Anyway, the ride home is going to be a little longer. Probably, I'm guessing 30, maybe 40 minutes home, because I need to get from the east side of town all the way over to the west side. I'll check in a little later. So it's a little bit after 8 o'clock at night, starting on the ride home, and I'm here on the east side of town. It's probably going to take me about 20 minutes, maybe more, to get home. So yeah, probably more, probably about half an hour. So got another probably 5-10 minutes to go. It's about 8:30, and pretty hot out tonight actually. It was cool earlier on, but pedaling up these hills really generates some heat, so I'm just sweating. I'm going to get back at it. Hey, so finally made it home. It did take about a half an hour to ride home, and it got pretty hot after the first, 10 minutes. A lot of steep hills, and I've got this backpack on I have my notebook computer in there and a bunch of other stuff. It probably weighs about 50 pounds, so it kept me going slow. Top speed, 27 miles an hour, but the average was about 10 miles an hour. And pushing ahead with the supershrinkme.com 120-day wellness challenge. So I'll check in again tomorrow, hopefully. Take care.